Since its beginning, DoDEA has strived to provide military-connected students with a quality education that gives them the tools necessary to succeed in a dynamic and ever-changing world. Over the years, we've seen nearly 15 million students from around the globe pass through the halls of our schools. DoDEA has been in existence in one form or another for over 70 years. In 1945, after World War II, President Harry Truman announced that some American troops would remain abroad in order to maintain stability. With the permanent establishment of U.S. military forces overseas, it became necessary to provide schools for the accompanying families, including providing a quality education for their children. In 1946, the newly established Dependent School Service opened 43 schools throughout Europe and the Pacific. DoDEA hired 116 teachers as pioneers in this historical endeavor. They would provide an education for an initial 1,297 students. The next couple of decades saw exponential growth as DoDEA would collectively operate almost 600 schools worldwide by the end of the 1960s. As the years progressed, many new schools were built, with many more closing their doors for good as the geopolitical climate continued to change. With such a rich legacy of providing an education for military-connected students across the globe, it is important to preserve and share that history. Fortunately, Dr. Thomas Drysdale, a DoDEA principal and superintendent from 1956 to 1981, thought the same thing. Dr. Drysdale founded the American Overseas School Historical Society, or AOSH, in 1989. As a result of his foresight and volunteer efforts, today AOSH works to collect, record, preserve, and exhibit historical memorabilia of the American overseas schools. Located in Wichita, Kansas, and in partnership with DoDEA, they chronicle the history of DoDEA's teachers, students, and schools around the world. AOSH is dedicated to preserving this unique history for future generations. Typically, students can revisit schools they formerly attended by returning to the neighborhood they grew up in. However, it's not that easy with DoDEA students. Oftentimes, their schools miles away in countries around the globe are closed due to base closures, geopolitical changes, or the school was simply rebuilt to better provide a modern education for its students. In these cases, memorabilia may be the only tangible evidence that remains of their school experience. This is why it is so vital to share your memorabilia and your story with AOSH. Maybe you have a letter jacket or trophy that are just collecting dust. Maybe you no longer want that class ring or photo. Don't throw it away, donate it to AOSH. Maybe you would really love to see your old yearbook, or you have old photos of your school from that time. AOSH would love to showcase your memories. They are interested in collecting old school pennants, letter jackets, trophies, yearbooks, videos, and a host of other materials. These are all things AOSH can help with and can make them available for future generations. DoDEA has always had a noble mission, educating military-connected students. Our history is unique and precious. We need to preserve it for future generations. AOSH does exactly that. If you have items or memorabilia you're willing to share with AOSH or are interested in exploring our history, please visit their website at www.aosh.org for more information.